Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Alright, we cleaned this boy last night because he really had a messy cage, so we'll see if he's interested in eating. For a boy, we thought it was a girl for the longest time, but it, you know, we've checked and it's definitely a male, and it's a quite beautiful creature too, and it eats really well. I mean, what more could you hope for in, you know, a snake in the collection? It's beautiful, it eats well. I mean, that's just perfect. So we'll let him do his thing and we'll show him. And now we're going to move on to this female, who's quite stunning. I have to find the right size food item for her. Don't want to go too big, but I don't want to go too small. She's been doing quite well. Where is she? She got cleaned last night too. Oh, and there we go. Isn't she stunning, huh? Now, the next breeding cycle comes along, we're going to get some weight on her, and we're going to breed her against somebody else. You know, she's just a little trooper. She got pulled out of her cage and set over on the side, and her cage cleaned and a few pictures snapped, and you know, here she is sucking down food like it's Mr. Boomslang over there. So again, she's a new snake here. She's wild caught. I am not going to overfeed her. I generally don't treat for internal parasites unless I see a problem, because the way nature is, parasites are not designed to kill the host most of the time. Most of the time they're there and they live in perfect balance with the animal. When the animal becomes stressed or injured, that's when the parasites sort of take advantage of the situation, and that's where we have problems. So as long as the snake is not exhibiting any you know, nasty stools, or I visibly see worms or anything like that, I will not treat her for intestinal parasites. And you know, if she's eating and she's gaining weight, that all works for everybody.
Also, the medications themselves can be quite nasty.
Yes. You know, as I've said to lots of people that contact me, yeah, you can do that, but you can cure the snake of the parasites, but you can also then kill the snake because you blew out their liver or kidneys. And it's the same thing with antibiotics. You know, I treated one of the Fields vipers for a respiratory infection and gave it some heavy-duty antibiotics because that's what the bacteria cultures came back and said I needed to do in order to kill it. I won the battle, I killed the bacteria, the respiratory infection went away, and 6 months later she was dead because the antibiotics blew out her liver and kidneys. This is a terrible and delicate balance that you have to weigh in order to keep a healthy collection. And you know, sometimes it's just best not to treat a respiratory infection, but as I showed you in a recent video, that sometimes nebulized treatments give them a lower dose and it's low stress on the animal because you're not handling it and injecting the animal and stressing it out. So it's natural antibodies plus the little bit of antibiotic they absorbed through respiratory tract fixes the problem, and everybody is a winner. eat these guys because they're well nourished, but I did open this to have a look, just to make sure everybody was okay, and it's sort of, it was sort of inching forward like it was interested in having something to eat. So I think I'm reasonably safe with this long forceps, and that tells the story right there. So we'll shut this, and it will, it will eat it. There's no question. Hello. Oh, are you shy?
Did we scare you?
Are you shy? Yeah, all these snakes are really, really shy animals and don't like to be disturbed. Sometimes even when I'm disturbing them, bringing them something to eat. Oh, that got your attention. That got your attention. Oh, look at that mouth, huh? Huh? You want that? No? That's a defensive posture. That's like, you come near me, I'm gonna bite you. Is that a scary mouse? I'm just gonna leave that. Again, I don't like stressing out the animals, and I don't like it when they stress me out by attacking me. But sometimes it's the way things go. Okay, so here's another little ocellatus. Let's see if we get another small one we can give them, or attempt to give them. This one has been very funny recently, shaking its head, saying, "No, I'm not interested in that." These guys are a year old, actually. On the 29th of this month, they're a year old. So I don't know, and there isn't a lot of data on when these animals become sexually mature. But since there's so many of them in the wild, one would think that they become sexually mature early, especially the males. The females may not, because the eggs have to be a certain size in order to produce viable young and stuff. Males, they don't care. They just need to couple with the female. So those guys might become more sexually active way before the females. So we're just going to leave those go and not mess around with them. Now we'll move on to the hump-nosed viper. This is what it does that. I don't know if these are warm enough to excite her or not, but we'll see. Would you like that? Huh? Are you trying to decide if that's tasty or not? Alright, well, I'm going to leave it. I have not come back into her cage since she arrived and not found something was not eaten, unlike the male next door. So that's all for this bank of animals. Mr. Milos is somewhat excited also, it seems. He's just going to have to wait a minute before I come close enough to give him something. Well, now all of a sudden there's no great interest, huh? I bet if I put my finger over there, there would be great interest. All right. Come on. Looks like he's thinking about it. You must not be that interested if it's taking you this long to decide. Mr. Kazakanovi below put on a fine example of someone or something that was very interested in food.
You're catching the tail action back there. He's been flipping it back and forth.
Well, he's not flipping his jaws back and forth. And I'm not putting my hands very close. Come on. Oh, well, there we go. I had to poke him with it. Alright, he may or may not eat that. He can be a tricky little bugger. Alright. I don't know if you can see him. Okay, the female is sort of out of view, but that's my favorite male leukogaster, who's sometimes feeding, sometimes not. You want that? Oh. Well, you bit it. Come on. Just had to get some shake and bake on it. There you go. You can finish it up. This leukogaster's under the hut. She has only been interested in live food, unless, of course, the male has it, and then she'll bite him in the head just out of spite and not eat it. So we'll monitor his progress and make sure she stays out of the way. Hello, Mr. Pyramidum. This may not be at the exact temperature you prefer. However, it's still tasty. Okay, so now you bit it in the middle rather than taking it nose on the way I gave it to you. So we're going to have to supervise him and see if he eats it. Isn't he beautiful? In June, he will be 4 years old. And believe me, all 4 years has been a struggle to keep him alive and thriving. If you feed him anything that's too big, he regurgitates it. For the longest time, I had to force feed him. Yeah, he's been a problem.
And that's Crotalus pyrus?
Pyrus, yeah. Southwestern speckled rattlesnake. A species found in only one area of southwestern Arizona into California.
And here's Mr. Pyramidum.
Yes, these are the offspring of...
excuse me, this is Ms. Pyramidum.
Yes, this is the offspring of...
Daddy Bug Eyes?
Daddy Bug Eyes that you just saw slam the food. They will sometimes eat off the forceps. They will sometimes not. I'm not particularly worried. It's like the male just shed. Okay, a strike and release. I'm just going to leave the shed for tomorrow. This girl always...
She's ready to go.
Always feeds. I mean... Okay. I want you to make a liar out of me. Oh, we took a half-hearted stab towards it. Well, I'll leave it right there so it doesn't get shake and bake on it. But I guarantee you that'll be gone by morning. Okay, bud, you've been waiting patiently for this. Did you poop in your bowl, huh? Come here. I'll train you. There you go. You really have to work hard to get him to releasing that rodent. You really have to annoy the crap out of him and piss him off. It's just making sure he connects with the rodent and not my feet or my leg or hand. That is the important part. Just likes to take a nice drink after his rat. Relax, relax, I'm not taking your rat. I'm just providing you some water to drink afterwards. What? I know, you're giving me the stink eye. I can see the corner of your pupil. That's the interesting things about snakes. If you can see their pupil, they can see you. So you must be really, really careful because unless you're sort of under their radar, they will definitely lock on target. Okay, so we're gonna back off. We're gonna let him feed. No reason to stress anybody out, including me and Lori. He can eat his meal and have a drink of water and chill for the night.